What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my Century settlement. In this episode or this part or this video or whatnot, we're gonna be looking at the second part of this hotel, which was originally meant to be one whole kind of hotel. But as you can see, it's not quite finished, but it's actually finished. Yeah, basically the idea I kind of came up with when I was building this was, actually I'm gonna build a hotel that is being built and it's kind of still kind of being worked on, because it's a cool kind of build to build. I guess it was quite interesting and quite fun to actually build this, because you kind of have to look at it and think a little bit differently when actually building it, and it kind of just adds a little bit more detail, a little bit more story, a little bit of whatnot going on to this kind of Century build, I guess. And it's quite cool looking as well. So I've already built the kind of foundation, if you remember. So, but I'm a little bit ill. Obviously, it's winter time in the UK, which is basically the same weather as the rest of the year, really, but it's a little bit colder. But yeah, I'm a little bit ill, so I apologize. But yeah, let's actually get on to this build. So the first thing I kind of did was added the kind of walling section. They're kind of two walls at the back area, and my cat is like, all up in my grill. Yeah, I kind of added the two wall sections off in the back area, and then started adding some scaffolding kind of to that to kind of show it's being kind of worked on. And I was able to build these kind of sections where people can kind of go up and work on it. As you can see, there's quite a few kind of little bits of sections that stick out, and there's a lot going on. And my cat is meowing. I don't know if you can actually hear him. He's kind of meowing. But as you can see, the flow was too perfect over here. It kind of made no sense. So I just took some away. And then I added some random bits of board and whatnot down, just to kind of break it up a little bit. As you can see, there's kind of little bits of random wood. These are actually bits of flooring I've shrunk in and just letting the kind of bits of wood on top of the flooring actually raise out of the flooring a little bit. Same flooring a lot. Yeah, it kind of works. Obviously, this is the kind of shack flooring. It kind of looks really nice because you can kind of merge it into that floor, so it kind of adds a nice little transition to that. So yeah, I can't remember exactly what I kind of built first, but I'm pretty sure it was the scaffolding bits and the flooring, obviously. So I kind of built that up. Made sure I added kind of the three kind of levels so people can work on the top area, the middle area and the bottom area. And then I simply floored that off, kind of made a barrier kind of around the whole thing, and yeah, made sure people can kind of get around and work around here as well. And also to kind of show people working on this, I added stuff like these kind of little work areas. I got one down here as well, and one over here. It's kind of nice, and it kind of works. And yeah, all I've done then is kind of added certain sections like these. This would be a start of a room, and obviously there would be rooms all the way across here. So I kind of just started building on one. I placed some kind of flooring and kind of walls on top of my chair's making loads of noises. It's annoying, probably because my cat's sitting on the back of it. But yeah, all I've done is kind of like place down some random bits, because obviously they're still working on it. Made sure I added some like support beams as well, to showing it's being held up. And as you can see, I've placed down quite a bit of kind of extra walls, which are obviously going to be used. You can see I put down a load over here and some kind of beams as well. And I chucked down a load of bits of flooring on top of this as well. So it's a nice big pile of wood over there that is going to be used to build this place. Yeah, like obviously for bits of support as well, to kind of make it a little bit easier, because it's kind of a pain getting these things to like rotate and placed in place properly, so it looks good, like these as well. So cool little way to quickly kind of just add some support is basically getting the junk fences and just putting them up against a wall, and that's basically it. What's going on over here? Oh, it's just the shack floor with obviously the support beams. I'm pretty sure I put, and yeah, it kind of made it a little bit bigger, and it's slightly underneath the other floor, so it's not actually sticking up. It kind of works nicely. Yeah, and as you can see, all I've done is kind of layered some of the flooring as well, like this bit. Add a little bit more detail to it. I've got some random bits of flooring over here to kind of join these two bits of scaffolding together. But it's basically just placing stuff that makes sense and kind of enough so it looks busy, and that kind of sells the idea. It's like this kind of wall section by here, or this kind of little room kind of section I kind of started building over here. Just adding that kind of breaks up this whole section and just adds a lot more kind of dimension to it. And like down here, adding this junk fence with some support beams up to it, just breaks up this area. And with this as well, and this as well, because obviously there was a massive kind of blank area over here. Just adding this makes sense because obviously it's building materials, but also it kind of breaks up this area, adds a little bit more kind of busyness to the build. And the same with these kind of little building stations, kind of randomly placed around here, and one up here as well. Just breaks up the section. Add some doors as well to this kind of wall section, which is obviously going to be used for whatever, and that just breaks up. Even this kind of like way up, placing it by there, like right from the center, really helps kind of break up and make this build look a little bit nicer. So yeah, and there's not much, but it looks like a lot going on. I didn't want to overdo it, but I wanted to add just enough. And obviously to get up to this area we needed a kind of walkway going down. As you can see, all I've done is kind of made it come out a little bit. My chair is really annoying me now. Yeah, all I've done is kind of added a kind of little section coming out. Some little stairs, and then like a bigger stair, and then a little slopey stair. Because I didn't want it to go too straight and stick out too much. I kind of wanted to add a little bit more kind of detail, a little bit more kind of going on-ness to the stairs. So I kind of made it kind of come down a little bit, and then kind of turn around by here. And I added this kind of section down by here, which obviously they can build on this area down by here or whatnot. But the reason for this kind of area down here is just to add something down here. Basically just to fill in this gap and make it look busy. But yeah, that's basically it. There's not kind of tons to talk about on this, because it's basically repeating the same type of technique and the same type of thing throughout, just to kind of make it look like it worked. Like with the outside is here, with the outside of this wall, as you can see, I've used the same kind of metal kind of, whatever it's called, the wall thing from the warehouse, and I only filled in like certain sections to kind of make it look like this. Still kind of building it, I didn't want to completely finish off, so it's kind of making it look like it's still a work in progress. And this area is basically flat and blank, so I just simply put some scaffolding down, made this area kind of go up. As you can see in this area by here, I can get around and actually show it. Yeah, and this bit of flooring is actually raised. And the only reason for it to be raised, even though it kind of adds, I completely missed that then. Let's zoom back up and try it a second time. Yeah, as you can see, the flooring is raised a bit. And the reason for that is I wanted it to kind of go up and kind of spiral around, but I couldn't actually fit through this gap because the flooring was too low. So I just raised it up a little bit, which adds a little bit more detail to it. But yeah, now is the only reason for that, is so I can have a kind of spiral kind of stairway going up. Yeah, as you can see, I've got this kind of area, kind of nice low slope, so people can come up and work on here. Very simple, very nice. Nice way to kind of add a little bit more rather than just kind of doing the same kind of style thing there. It kind of just adds to it, and yeah, it's kind of nice. I like it. I actually like it, and I enjoyed building it, actually. It's not crazy, but it looks good, and that's the main thing. It looks good, and it fits, and it works. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the video here and actually go ahead and start the next build. And if I remember, I'll actually place kind of my plans that I have of where everything's gonna go and what I'm gonna use for. So if I actually remember that, it'll be placed in here. If not, I'll probably place it on Instagram. If you're not obviously already following me on here, I actually post a lot of what I'm doing, so you get to see exactly what I built way ahead of when it actually gets uploaded. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and goodbye.